Hey guys, anybody in here? Pop into the chat. Let's hang out tonight. See what's going on. Four in the chat. Come on, guys. Throw something out there. What do you want to talk about tonight? If you're out there and you want to jump in the stream, shoot me your email address. I'll get you added in. Somebody let me know how my audio is. It's the first time with this setup, so I have no idea how it's working. Hi, Shiloh. Hey, how's my audio on that you're hearing, Shiloh? Great. It's not too low. Thanks, Daniel. One of these days I'll get an updated tour done. Clay's got kind of one on his channel. Tiny bit low or tiny bit high, Shiloh? It's Pat. Hey, Pat. Long time no hear. Hi. How about now? So, what's everybody up to tonight? What are you and Clay up to tonight, Shiloh? You guys out watching bands or at home, maybe where it's warm? I don't know. It's cold up here. Yeah, it's like, let's see here. It's 16 degrees outside right now. And I am sitting in the garage, so I can do this because I'm home alone. So, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you guys have really been hitting the bands lately, but I know that's part of the one gig going on, so that's cool. Um, she is actually on Seattle till Tuesday. She flew out at the butt crack of dawn this morning. Her one son's in a uh, musical up there, Beauty and the Beast, and so I believe tonight is opening night, so she should be getting to the theater here in the next 30 minutes or so for that, and then she comes back on Tuesday. Let's see. What's Pat saying? Some snow last week, so everyone got rust knocked off their winter driving skills. Yeah, Pat, we had one snow so far this year. What was that? About 2 weeks ago, dumped about 2 inches, and then let's see here. That was a Saturday or Sunday, and then by like Tuesday, at least our side of the street, since we're on the north side of the street, the sun hit it one clear day and it was all gone. Now, like where the neighbors had shoveled their driveway and got some piles going, there is still some snow lingering there. Yeah, Shiloh, I was working in Savannah earlier this week, and let's see, that was Monday and Tuesday, and both days it hit like 60 down there, so it was awesome for working in. The prior 3 days I was over by Dublin, Georgia, and the Sunday before I left for Savannah, or the Sunday when I left for Savannah, it got up to like upper 50s. And the other 2 days, Friday and Saturday, Friday it rained and was like in the 40s, and Saturday it was like mid 40s, but it was pretty windy, so made it what should have taken me like a day to do ended up taking me 3 just because of the miserable weather. Yeah. So so let's see. When I was there in December, um, they just they were wrapping up their warehousing for parts for that. The big battery plant is just to the east, over in Woodstock. It's like 2 or 3 miles um, from the main plant there where you guys have been to. And uh, I think that's all the construction they got going right now, but they could have more. I mean, I think they're sitting on like, well, I know the main plant's over 1,000 acres, and the other stuff's probably got probably another 1,000 at least. Let's see. Daniel said, found out from another tech today to use super glue and plastic depinning tool to depin a rear release connector with a broken wire. You talking about like on a Molex plug, Daniel? Cool with hands-free door closing. Hey Dave, how's it going? You've been popping up a lot more lately. Okay. Yeah, I've done them, just like using a pick tool or even a toothpick or a like a paper clip. You get under there under the little clip, and then you can just kind of poke it out the back side if you don't have something to grab a hold of. That sucks, Dave. Just for the winter, or work just kind of dried up? Oh, okay. So yeah, once spring and warm weather hits, you'll be out there dredging up all the pavement panels that you put down the previous spring and summer, I bet. Yes, Shiloh. That's the Scarlet. Um, there, of course, is the microphone, and it just connects up through USB back to the computer. Yeah, I've probably used that piece like twice. Um, I'm actually using my good camera for the webcam on this with one of the Elgato. What's it called? The Cam Link. And I didn't want to try and mess with the with using like an onboard microphone on the camera, so I just drug this out for it. Um, it's not too bad. My ears are really getting cold. Um, so here in a little bit, I will probably be grabbing like a stocking cap or something, or just sit here with my hood up. Pat, no, not really. Just I set up out in the garage so I could smoke out here while I was doing this. And so I just set up a little table in front of the toolboxes, backed the car out, and just set everything up. I just decided to do it a little bit more entailed than what I needed to. Um, Most of the stuff I've just had for a while. What's up, Clay? Oh, thanks. I don't know. Is Dow that involved? I don't know. Well, he's got for his setup. I mean, I know he's usually set up in front of the laptop, but or are you just talking about sitting in the garage and smoking in front of the toolbox? Tonight it is Deep Eddy Orange and Club Soda. Yeah. I know about the kidney stones, Dave. My last one lasted about 2 weeks, and I'm sure Clay can tell you some stories about those too. Yeah, no Tito. Tito got deported. Tito's not allowed back in this house for a while. And I do actually have a heater out here under my table, which I've got to move real quick. Yeah, I have two and have no desire to have any more. I've had the Scarlet for 6 or 7 years now, and this is probably the second time I've ever used it. I was doing, or we made some training videos or self install videos for a tracking company, and I got it so we could do voiceover stuff. And it, it's just sat on my desk ever since. And tonight, when I was messing around with stuff, I was like, oh, I'll grab that out and throw the good mic on it. They're really nice because it's literally just like uh, plug it in, select as your audio source, and go. There's no there you don't even have to add any software into it. It just recognizes as an audio device. Um, and all your adjustments are right there at the front, so you don't have to go in through the settings and stuff to like adjust your audio level or anything. You talking about Logic Pro on Apple? Hey, Diabolical. I've got it. Um, I was trying to use it to clean up some audio on a video once, which I was able to do. The only problem was I was kind of short on time, or I should probably rephrase that to say I got tired of screwing around with it, so I quit with it. I got to work. I just ended up reshooting the video, and that came out a lot better anyway. But not a whole lot. I really need to sit down and um, work with that one a lot more and learn it because there's so much you can do with that. Shiloh, I've been trying to stay out of the cold. Um, I just I don't like being outside in this crap at all. March 5th. Uh, Nothing right now. Um, God, yeah, I don't think there's anything going on right now. Need you to come down and help me shoot. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Need me to bring the cameras down too? I can do that. What is that? Friday or Saturday night? Pay you in beer. You know I'd be working really, really cheap then, Shiloh, because you realize I don't drink beer. Saturday night, we can do that. Just keep reminding me. Um, Pat, I used to get noticed on jobs, anywhere from the average was usually at least 2 to 3 weeks. Um, Now I'm lucky if I get like 7 days notice. I mean, I used to book, have some stuff on the books 6+ months out, and the company that we've been doing stuff with, um, they they kind of got bought out a little bit or merged with somebody, and so they're getting internally micromanaged. So the way that they were doing everything has now gone completely away, and um so now where they used to tell me stuff, it's just like as soon as sales gets the order, they attempt to start booking it. I've had one site that literally I've been rebooking every 2.5, 3 weeks for the last 6 months now because of this, because they keep telling the end customer when they want to do it, and the end customer keeps pushing back on them saying, no, we're not ready. No, we're not ready. So, hmm. Who else do we know in the area, Clay? What about Ken? You think Ken would come down and help out with that? He's fairly good with the camera. Yeah, Pat, it's really been bad. And then they threw on us, um I got the notice like the 2nd of December, and I had till the 10th of December to comply, that all of our technicians who hardly have face-to-face contact with everybody, with anybody, have to be vaccinated. I had 2 techs that are vaccinated. So I have had to completely restaff in the last 30 days. We got a little bit of a reprieve till the end of January here. I don't know what's going to happen after that. But I've got, probably close to a dozen new guys on standby, and my other guys, I'm just like, I'm going to try to send you guys stuff as much as I can and as long as I can. Um, yeah, I met Caleb. I guess that's who we had dinner with back there in December. Um, some supply issues. It's more so been like shipping issues. I know like one of my big like parts suppliers that I get like butt connectors, zip ties, things like that from. For whatever reason, they've been and it's not that they don't have the product, it's that they can't keep up with the demand getting it all shipped out in time. So like usually, like let's say I placed an order on Monday, usually it shipped Tuesday and I had it, by Friday because it generally came from Florida. Um Now they're telling me that it could be 2 to 3 weeks before they even pull the order to get it to shipping, which I don't know what that's about. Um, because like they continuously update us, and they said they, back when all this started back, 2 years ago, they said, nobody here is getting laid off. We're not taking any downtime. We're just splitting it up into, shifts versus everybody working, 8 to 5 or whatever they did. And so they didn't lay anybody off. They just, split it up. And, so you might have had like an extra day wait. But what's going on now is anybody's guess. And they're being kind of cagey on what's actually going on with it. So, did go see Snap On Guy for the first time in like a year today, and got a really nice just single edge razor scraper. It's a Blue Point, but it's like a cast aluminum body with an actual like really nice knurled thumb screw for tightening it down and everything. I mean, this is probably like the nicest thing I've ever seen as far as these razor scrapers are concerned. Like usually you get the ones with like the plastic bodies that last like two scrapes and then they just fall apart. But this thing's like seriously cast aluminum, probably weighs like a eighth of a pound. I mean, you could chuck this thing at somebody and chop their head off almost. And wish I could say that was the big purchase, but he had a special on the 6-piece radiator pick set. I think they're normally like, what do you say, like 225 or 230, something like that. He had them at $150. I was like, oh, that's kind of hard to pass up. Had to give him in red, but so he didn't have any green. But oh well. I have no idea. I did some reading online, and like I found lots of other guys saying that they had the same thing kind of happen. That all of a sudden coolant started disappearing, no puddles on the ground, nothing in the oil. And the biggest consensus was that it is probably leaking through the seal on the turbo, where the coolant line goes through there, which could explain the white smoke I get a lot more on startup and when it's cold out, for the first 20 minutes or so of driving. Ooh. Canon? Well, I mean, I know it's going to be for a Canon, but is that a Canon lens or one of the Sigmas or what? Very nice. Is that your is that your longest lens that you've got now, or do you have one that goes out to 3 or 500? Nice. Okay. I was thinking you had a little bit longer one, but I couldn't remember. Let's see. I guess my longest is a 105 and it's an f4 also. Well, it's a 35 to 105 zoom lens, but it's a f4, just a G lens. But actually, I'm pretty sure it's for the APS-C. The 24 to 70, which that's what's on the camera right now, and it's set at probably about 35 millimeters at about 7 feet. I've seen a couple of the. I I want another full frame one, but since they came out with the 4, I've purposely like avoided looking at cameras since I've hardly used the FX3. What's up, Matt? No, didn't you hear Tito got deported? He can't come back to the States now. I think Trump personally dragged him across the border and beat the shit out of him and said, "Don't come back." And I think he's going to take that pretty serious. Ooh, this could be fun. We can make this a mini meetup. Matt's got the right idea. Go to Florida. It's warm. Tell you what, when I was coming back there on Wednesday, I got there at Macon on 16, and it took a lot to get on 75 North versus heading 75 South. Because I guess about half the time that would have taken me to driven home, I could just went down to my sister's in Fort Myers. Um, Probably send Apple Music because I think I've got a free trial on that one I can use. I don't have Spotify right now. Yeah, something like that, Matt. I can sit out here in the garage and smoke and freeze my ass off, so I get to make it look a little professional out here. That's actually the microphone for my ham radio. I'll check it out tonight, Clay, after I get off the stream. Did you have some of him up on Instagram on one of the stories on there on the other account? Okay, cool. Is he part of Paxton? Sweet. Okay. How far is Nashville from there? What, 3.5, maybe 4 hours? I mean, that's cool. You can fly down, but you'd spend just as much time in the airports as you would driving. Oh, well, I guess that's not too bad then. So, how was your what first Southwest flight? Well, that's nice. The smaller airports, that is nice that you can do that. I remember flying out a few times from Long Beach, California, and literally their terminal was a double wide trailer. You walked out onto the tarmac and you walked upstairs to the airplanes. I've flown way more than two times, Matt, and I could care less about flying myself. I uh I've never been a fan of it. And as far as the crazy seating, you get used to it. Like this last year, I flew nothing but business select, so I was always one of the, well, should be one of the first 15 on the plane, but they've gotten really lax with their pre-boarders, which are supposed to be the people that are like handicap and stuff. Now it's just like you go up to the ticket counter and say, "Yeah, I need extra time going down the ramp," so they give you pre-board and you can just walk on at the beginning. Um, but usually, like I can get my choice seat, which is anywhere first 3 to 4 rows, and lately it's been uh and I get up and move around if I have to. Don't have to kick anybody out of the way. So yeah, it is much easier. I will say that, but like I just get anxiety flying, and unfortunately, even after 10 plus years of doing this, it still hasn't gone away to where I'm 100% comfortable. I don't even like driving anymore. I swear, coming through Nashville, there got the 24, 40, 65 split to head up north onto 24, 65. I hit a pothole that was I swear it was as deep as my tire was thick. I thought for sure I lost both tires on the driver's side of the truck there Wednesday night coming through there. Yeah, I've flown on a couple of those since they started letting them fly again. The plane doesn't bother me one bit. Um, As long as it's got well, Southwest, they all have Wi-Fi now, so as long as the Wi-Fi is working and I can at least sit there and either text or watch a movie or something, I'm perfectly fine with that. Is that when you did the videos with Matt? What's up, Mike? Mike, I keep meaning to shoot you a message on Instagram or something when I'm over there in Anderson one of these times. I need to come over and nothing else, just stop by and meet you or go grab lunch or something. All right, I'll be back in just a minute, guys. Oh, okay, that's better. I had to go get the overalls on. Yep, I dug those out of the truck when I got back from supper tonight and uh, took them inside and laid them on top of the heater vent. That's like, we'll get those nice and warm because I'm sure I'll need them later. Those drives suck, Matt. Look at Clay all big time now, flying everywhere. That's the way it goes these days. So, Mike, you guys been staying busy through all this? Clay, you could go with one of those Pelican cases like I carry my tools in. Because it is small enough you can put it on to carry on, and it's got, you know, handle and rollers on it. Not too bad. I don't know if you heard, who we've been doing work for. They've been kind of acting goofy with some stuff. So where I used to get, like, couple weeks to, maybe even couple months notice on jobs, now it's down to like, maybe a week and a half at best. So that's been kind of trying. And then had a um they came up with a vaccine mandate. Well, only two of my technicians are vaccinated, and most of the guys basically told me what I could go do to myself. They said, not really you personally, but uh one of them even flat out told me, he goes, don't even bother calling me again for anything for them. He goes, even if they're not requiring it right now, he goes, I won't do any work for them. I said, okay. I said, I get it. So, oh, I gotcha. Yeah, big time, Matt. Big time. But that's all right. Hopefully by oh, I'm gonna say probably by the end of February, hopefully I'm gonna be off the road with it and have other guys trained up. Bad thing is I have to find a dozen guys to replace me for the territory I covered. Yeah, I know you don't like checking stuff, but that's the one nice thing about Southwest, which, I've anytime I fly, I basically have to check my tools anyway. So, you know, with Southwest, I get two free bags. So I just check my suitcase and my tools and, just face the fact that I have to go down and retrieve them afterwards. Just sucks some airports like Salt Lake City, where you got to walk 2.5 miles between the terminal and baggage claim. Yeah, I figured this was a good little corner to sit in. I've only flown through O'Hare like, well, I've flown through there probably a couple dozen times, but I've only actually flown out of there one time and never flown into there. So, Matt, how's that new box treating you? Atlanta, I don't find that bad. Um, Other than getting around their, baggage claim area, and they've got like security all around there these days. So like you go grab your bags, and then as you're walking out, somebody stops you and goes, "Oh, let me see your ID," to check versus your bags, and it's like, you really think I'd be dragging this ratty suitcase if I wasn't grabbing my own? Now, does Cornwall offer a hutch for those? Oh, it's got like the cipher lock or whatever you call it. That's kind of cool, I guess. You never have to worry about losing your key. But yeah, that would probably take a little getting used to. I like that gray and blue trim though a lot. I mean, like, I guess ever since seeing Michael have that one on his truck, I think if I had to do it over again, I would have done the blue trim with the gray. When I saw my guy today, he had a Mr. Big in the storm gray and the black trim. I told his assistant that it was there today. I was like, man, if I had the room for that, I'd just tell you, load up, take it on home. It's a good looking color, Matt. I gotta say, that's a sharp box. Last time I was out there in Washington, I was working in the trucks shop at where I was working at, and they one of the technicians had one of the Cornwell Platinums. I think his was just a two bank though, with the gray and black, but I really liked the shade of gray that it had. You need to post that up, Mike. All I see on your Instagram anymore is tractors, which I know that's your thing, but we need some tool stuff again. Clay, somebody on the one of the Facebook groups, one of the tool groups, had a it was an older Matco cart from like maybe I don't know if he said it must have been like about 2005, I think he said, but it was like kind of a double bank, but it had the lid on top, a lot like that one Mac cart. I'd never seen one like that before, but it was white and blue. I'll have to dig back through and see if I can find the picture of it and send it over to you. So where was old Hamilton today? Was he still dealing with his family stuff? Oh, well, hopefully he's recovering well. Hey Nick. You're doing better than I am, Clay. Uh, I'm probably just a little over that left, which isn't a whole lot off of what I originally signed up to pay for it. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I agree with that. I made my monthly payment today, and I usually don't even pay attention. And today, I actually had to ask him. I said, "How much is my payment?" Excuse me. Yeah, they're proud of those epic carts. Yeah, I've had the today was the first time I put anything on my truck account in geez, maybe even 18 months. You won't regret an epic, Nick. They're good boxes. At least of the what, four of us in here, two of us have epics. One has a Matco and one has a Cornwell. Where are you located, Nick? Okay. Yeah, that's no joke, Clay. Of course, probably the bad thing is like you and me would probably end up investing into something like camera equipment or editing computers. What part of Michigan, Nick? you know, eh, Matt, 16 years ago is when I moved down to St. Louis from Quincy, Illinois, which is about 2 hours north of here. And I moved down here for a job. Got sick of the company I was working for, which is basically installing two-way radio equipment, and left that after a year, and then bounced around until I got into doing the GPS stuff. And now I think back, and it's like I don't regret the move down here one bit. I do regret that I didn't like stick with college and get a degree and do something else. But to be honest with you, even at 43, I still have no idea what I actually want to do with my life as far as career wise. That's true, Matt. Very true. What's your ex wife's name, Nick? And about how old is she? Unfortunately, for me at least, you can't major in lottery winner. Don't know the name. Was she from there, or did she just go like Quincy University? Clay, I give you like 3 more years, and you and Shiloh are living on the beach someplace. Maybe down like Key West. You wandering around in your Crocs and just going and listen to music all the time. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people that came in from. Actually, I can kind of say I knew a lot of people from like the upper Midwest, like Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, that came down to Gem City College for that. Yeah, the pay the bill part's the problem, Matt. But I suppose we could always go down there, change our names, and just not worry about the bills. Okay. I lived in South Bend for a few years. That was back in the late 80s, early 90s, so like 88 to 91, 92. That is a Saturday, Matt. I mean, you need to tell the boss you got to go, through the week and be back in town by, Friday morning. I can honestly say, going into my third drink, this is as much as I've had to drink since the meetup in one sitting, at least. So, was that the Salt Lake guy or the Michigan guy, Clay? Okay. I'm right there with you, Mike. I honestly didn't pay attention to how much he drank when we were there at the one when we all went out to eat that night. But I saw on Instagram he was out there the other I don't know if it was this week or last week. Yeah, become a brewmaster. Then you just gotta sit back and taste the beer you brew. Strap tank. That's what it was. That was a cool place, and that beer I had there was actually good. And I'm not a beer drinker. Mike, that's no joke. And you're not that bad. 69 down to 65. Catch 40 over once you get down to uh Nashville. Easy peasy. Was that before or after the what, 3 or 4 pitchers of beer you and Hamilton went through at the Mexican joint? Then there's James, who we kept swapping out his pitchers with the empties. James swore up and down he had like 6 pitchers of beer, and he never once realized that I was sitting right next to him and kept swapping out his pitcher with your guys' empties. Then we went back to the shop, and I proceeded to drink half a bottle of Tito's. All right, I'll be back in just a minute, guys. I gotta check on the dog. Okay, I guess that was the cat knocking stuff over. First time I've been live in a long time, Mike. It's probably been 2 years since I've done a live stream. Well, the last two, the only two have been Memorial Day weekend, basically Saturday. Um, yeah, so I'll out in Wentzville, tell them Sugar Fire Barbecue. And then the Junction House. I haven't been to the Junction House yet, but Brett Holmes, the blues or former blues player, is one of the owners of it. Eh, Tito did get deported, but that doesn't mean Eddie can't come out and play. Yeah. Yeah, Tito's staying away, and no more bringing handles of vodka to the meetup. No more bringing the Yeti mug. I'll drink out of a solo cup. Between you and Justin, I still get about one video a month from that night. I do the orange mic. Clay already knows what's going to happen to the Tito's bottle when I get down there this year. Later, Nick. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I was in bad shape Saturday. Sunday, I wasn't much better either. That was a rough drive home. Oh. I should have mentioned that one to you when you were up there for PRI, Clay. How you would have been probably What, Mike? 30 minutes from downtown? Up to you? Yeah. I'll have to say though, I'm seriously jealous you gotta go to SHOT Show. I mean, SEMA's on my bucket list, but SHOT Show, that would have been awesome. Tell her I said hi, Matt. Now, is she not somehow that doesn't surprise me. Go to an NRA convention and it's probably even worse because that's not even that's just whoever shows up. Matt, is Ashley not doing the babysitting thing for your niece anymore? Because she used to post pictures with I guess her niece all the time and never see her do that anymore. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how old she was, and but I kind of figured she was probably about that age to go to school now, so kind of wondered if that was what happened. Mike, I'd say see if you could book it into St. Louis cheaper, but I can guarantee it wouldn't be any cheaper flying to St. Louis versus Tupelo. Yeah, there's only what 5 tool trucks there this year, or I guess technically 4.5. So did Joe end up getting rid of the transit van and just works out of his pickup and trailer now? What's he got, like 5 miles on that van? I mean, shit, spent more time in the shop than it has on the road. He's got to realize by now that it's just bad luck. I don't know what he's paying for the tools, but hopefully it's a hell of a lot less than what he's selling them for. But some of his prices, he could probably retire if he sold the right tool. You gonna get Matt to come down this year? It's like everybody here around here that goes to the Lake of the Ozarks over the holiday weekends. Anybody that's got a boat and a place at the lake, they do not go anywhere else. Oh, is he gonna do boats and hoes? Is that gonna be the music video? Shh. Boat's worth more than all of our houses combined. We gotta wear Chewbacca masks. That's a lot then. Party Cove's pretty big. Ooh. Okay. You bring the Red Wings, I'll bring the G Masters. It'll be all good. I'll be sitting off the back of the boat with the cooler full of beer, drinking. Mike will be the one falling off the edge. Me and Clay will be walking around with cameras wrapped in Ziploc baggies. We can duct tape you to the seat too, Mike. That way you don't fall in. I know, that scares me, Clay. They make disposable video cameras, a lot like the old disposable film cameras. We might have to look into those. We might have to get a cheap drone, give Matt a shotgun, and let him shoot the damn thing out of the air on camera. And he really could be the grumpy old man drinking beer and trying to fish and pulls out the shotgun and shoots the drone out of the air. That might make for a pretty funny video. I figured that'd be too much of an issue for you, Matt. Yeah, I don't think the C200 is too far off in price from like my FX3. Maybe another 15 to 2 on it. This is true. I'm right there with you, Matt. I think that needs to be added in, even if we have to do it in a creek somewhere else and green screen the background of you. As long as we're not talking nipple rings on like Matt. No offense, Matt. Or Mike. No offense to you either. Don't need to see that. Sounds like a blast. You can count me in. I'll be down there. What type of music do they do? Are they country, rock? Please not Christian or gospel music. Cool. I can get into that. Yeah, I think most of my partying days are over too, Matt. I can get down with the good music and good drink. And I'm right there with you on that one too. I mean, I'm gonna have to go in and like listen to those songs again to try to envision that or hear that in my head how that's all gonna play out. Hey, Renegades, how's it going tonight? Like I'm getting there with you, Matt. That and the fact that I don't think I can feel my ears anymore or my toes, so probably wrap this up pretty shortly. The Apple logo? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. You might just be catching a reflection. No. Well, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of some of Apple's politics, but I'm not pissed off with Apple. I still enjoy their products and got the new MacBook downstairs on the editing desk that cost as much as one of those three sections. Oh, that's this one. And I've had that for probably I probably had at the meetup. Um I will tell you one, you can't lock the buttons on it. Later, Matt. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Renegades. I'm in the garage, but it is 15 degrees outside, and I'd say it's probably about 35 here in the garage. I've got a radiant heater under the desk or under the table here. Um, my overalls on, and I'm still freezing. Um, you can't lock the button. Well, you can lock all the buttons on it, but that also locks the fire button. So it's real easy to bump up and down the power level on it. At least, at least mine. If it sits for so long, it like goes to sleep. Um, and then you have to bump it once to wake it up, and then you can fire it. But like if it goes to sleep and you just pick it up and start trying to fire it, it won't do anything. Where are you at, Renegade? Or you out in California? Is that right? Later, Matt. Have a good night. Yeah, the only reason I don't have snot dripping is because I'm like living off of Afrin these days to keep my nose open from allergies and stuff, and so that dries it up pretty good. Oh, Florida. We don't like you right now, but that's okay. Whereabouts in Florida? Jacksonville. Not too far from Jason Pollard, then. Clay, you ought to try to get a hold of Cleus McFarland while you're down there and try to get on there for a minute. That would be freaking awesome. Yep. Uh, he's just he's just south of there, Bradenton. Well, that's where his track's at, and I don't think he lives too far from there. And his shop's just down the road from um, the Freedom Factory they owns. Are you going to see Dan? Okay. Wasn't sure maybe if he ran out of memory cards and you know needed you to come down and help him out. Maybe that's what we need to do. I'll come down Thursday, help you all get set up. Then Friday morning, we'll go out and play a round of golf, get primed up for the afternoon. We'll see if we can get some golfers to come out, have a little foursome or something. Yeah, I know the logistics probably won't work out too well, but we can think about it. So, all right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I'm starting to freeze though. So, thank you all for coming on tonight, and we'll call this one off and catch you all on the next round. Have a good evening.